this is John Dooley from Concierge Golf in conversation with Daragh Lyons, the General Manager at Portsalon Golf Club, all the way in Donegal. They couldn't be further points. Well, if you're in Ballyliffin, I suppose, and I was down in the Waterville spot or Carceline, then it might be, we could be further. We could be further.
Good to chat to you. We're well up there in the North Coast, all right.
How's the weather up there today?
Yeah, it's beautiful today. As you can see behind me there, that's like that here every day. No, it's nice. It's lovely, and we're raring to go. We're raring to get back out there when we're allowed.
So, Daragh, you're a Limerick man. Your accent has changed quite significantly. How did you find yourself all the way up in Portsalon?
It has. Well, I've been up here close to 18 years now. So a friend of mine got the head pro job in Ballyliffin, John Dolan, a good few years back, and John encouraged me all the way to Donegal one winter, and I spent a season in Ballyliffin and never looked back. So was in Ballyliffin for a few years, and then from there went on to Narin and Portnoo, and spent 10 years in Narin and Portnoo as director of golf, and then the opportunity came up as general manager in Portsalon about 3 years ago. So jumped at the opportunity, and here we are 4 years later. So enjoying my time here, and we have a great golf course, great members, and a great offering for all your guests.
Excellent. So 18 wonderful links holes, not far from, as you say, it's not far from, how far drive is it from Donegal town as a matter of interest?
From Donegal town, it's about 40 minutes. You're about, maybe that's been a bit kind, maybe 50. We're very close to Rosapenna. So we're about a 20-minute drive from Rosapenna, and you're kind of about 20 minutes back into Letterkenny as well. So if you're basing yourself in Letterkenny, you're kind of within an hour from all the clubs within Donegal, all the main clubs you want to be playing.
And would you find that Letterkenny is a better location for golfing than Donegal, or is it vice versa, depending?
It kind of depends on what you're looking for. Like Downings is a great place to come and stay as well. It depends on what size of group you're with as well, and whether you're looking for a bit of whether you're looking for late night entertainment, or whether you're just looking for a nice bite to eat, a few beers, and then into bed and golf again the next day. So Downings be a little bit quieter, but maybe more family friendly, and Letterkenny is a little bit more hustle and bustle, and you can kind of have a few more options maybe. But no, all in like in terms of location, Letterkenny gives you kind of access to all the golf clubs within an hour, so you've no big drives. Whereas if you go the Rosapenna route, you maybe have an hour and a half to Ballyliffin. So that's a big drive, but you have so many options with so many courses. We've 8 good golf courses within an hour of one another from Letterkenny.
Oh, unbelievable. I mean, the amount of links courses in Donegal between the 2 at Ballyliffin, the 3 that will be at Rosapenna, and plus the extra 9 yourselves. Then you have Dunfanaghy, as you say, Narin, Portnoo. If you want to, you got the seaside resort of Bundoran and Donegal Golf Club. So I mean, there's cracking courses. I mean, it's a shame only to be talking, or not. We didn't say, or it's a shame to think that I'll go for a week to Ireland playing golf when you can essentially come to Donegal, the county of Donegal, and play golf there for 2 weeks.
We could, or a month even, because you don't want to play them all twice once you play them once.
Indeed.
Yeah, no, we're absolutely blessed. Like, we don't realize, a lot of people that probably play golf in Donegal don't realize just what we have on our doorstep and how good it is and how attractive it is to people from outside. It's phenomenal, and all the golf courses are so different, and then every single day you play them, you're playing a different challenge as well, because you've got a little bit of wind direction changes, so you're really playing a different golf course every day. So it's fantastic. We're very, very lucky.
Indeed, as well as because it's not really. I mean, there may be people might know of Ballyliffin from the Irish Open, But it's the other course, and some people may know of Rosapenna. I mean, the part there that might help was Tom Doak's or not influence, but his design of the third course, St. Patrick's course, and even the history behind the course with the interest that other people had over the years and who built it and who may not been involved. But that's, unless you're interested, you wouldn't really know of that information. But Donegal's fantastic. I mean, even when you make a comparison between Donegal and the links courses in the west and the southwest, I mean, the economics, I mean, it is by far more economical to spend 2 weeks or a week in Donegal than 2 weeks or a week in the southwest of Ireland. But I mean, hey, listen, look, it's definitely something to somewhere to go and play golf for 2 weeks, a month. Maybe knock yourself out. Maybe spend 6 months.
Absolutely. I suppose there's a lot of kind of maybe what we consider hidden gems that maybe people haven't heard about before. You know, the likes of Portsalon maybe wouldn't be put in the same breath as maybe a Ballybunion or a Waterville or the Hinch. You know, them courses, you know, are more established in the sense that people know about them for longer and have been traveling to them for longer. But Donegal as a destination is definitely on the way up. I think the Open a couple of years ago in Portrush really helped promote the area as well, and we got a huge influx of traveling golfers and writers that would have come and played golf in Donegal and just seen what we had to offer, and they were blown away. And then again with the Sky Sports team coming in to cover the Irish Open in Ballyliffin as well, and they got to see what we had on offer. Paul McGinley is obviously a great advocate for Donegal and a great advocate for Portsalon, and we can't thank him enough and what he does for us and putting us on the map. And when they come and play, they realise what we have here. They're all blown away. I don't know if it's because their level of expectations is a little bit lower when they're coming in to play, but they definitely leave. You know, they definitely are far happier when they just didn't expect to have the experience that they had when they come to Donegal.
That's an interesting question, and I mean, it kind of touched on the why part. But as you as a golfer, when you played Portsalon first, what were the things that kind of struck a chord with you to say, hey, this is actually a pretty nice course compared to whatever perception you had on the way in?
Yeah, absolutely blown away. I remember the first time, and you know, you arrive and the clubhouse, and obviously we're making improvements all the time, but the clubhouse and the amenities are, you know, very traditional, maybe small, not enough space, not kind of, you're not expecting that you're going to go out and play this classic golf course when you arrive at the clubhouse, and you kind of see, look, it was a little bit dated. Now, like I say, we're improving all the time, and as we get more guests into the place, we're able to reinvest into the clubhouse and the surrounding areas. But the first hole is it's a short enough par 4, and you play to an elevated green for your second shot, and you know, it's a good hole, but again, you're not blown away. But then you stand on the second tee, and I don't know if you've seen it, the second hole is just could be over my right shoulder there. You're kind of looking, comes along the water, you tee off over the estuary, and then you've got to play over the water again to your second shot. I swear it's the best hole I've ever played. It's the best par 4 in the country as far as I'm concerned.
Right.
And you're just blown away, and sometimes you kind of wish it was I wish sometimes it was a little bit later in the round so you can build up.
You're
it's
right.
Not that it falls off after that, it definitely doesn't. You know, the first 6 holes are spectacular along the sea, as you can see behind me there all the way out.
Yeah.
But there's no letdown. It really stays steady there, but the second is just spectacular. And it's just a great championship golf course with a great challenge. Very well thought out, very well maintained, and just so enjoyable to play as well for all levels. Obviously, different, you know, teeing areas for different levels of golfers as well. So it's enjoyable for everybody.
Yeah,
and it's not a monster in terms of length as well. So somebody with a shorter hitter can still, you know, maneuver their way around there, a bit like what we saw in the Genesis Open the other day with the 300-yard 10th hole, the par 4. You know, with a couple of holes like that where, you know, they're not that long, but people still find them, you know, they can be tough without being too long.
Yes.
So it's
yeah.
a great golf course.
And just as a matter of interest, from the medal tees, how far in yards does the course play?
It's 7,100 from the back
tips.
tee. That'll be the yards, yeah.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah, we rarely play it from the white tips either, you know. But we probably play the course at about 6 yards normally off the men's tee.
Is there an option there for 6-2 or 6-3 as well?
There is, yeah. We have a yellow tee and a green tee, and then the ladies' tee. So we've four different options. So there's something for every level.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, and what I found very interesting as well as I was doing, I was looking at historical courses in Ireland before, and I'd never realised that that Portsalon was one of the founding clubs for the Golfing Union.
That's right.
What was the year again?
1891. 1891. So one of the founding members. There was 8 clubs altogether. Portsalon was one of them. So a great bit of history as well, and great that golf was played on that piece of ground back in 1891. It's a great bit of history to have, and it's progressed a long way since that time.
Indeed. So from how many changes do you know of from, let's say, that early days when the course was open back in 1891 to now? Yeah. Was there any major changes, or what were the major changes? Do you know of?
There was the members purchased the land that the course was on in 1986, and then they purchased another. I think it was about. I'm not sure the acres exactly. 1997 it was. They extended the golf course then and changed it into. It was 18 holes anyway, but they just rerouted it. Pat Roddy done the work. They built a new clubhouse in 1992, and I'm not sure. I think it was around that time, or just a year or two after, when the course was ready as well. So they kind of had a new 18-hole golf course and a new clubhouse. The clubhouse is sitting right on the cliffs by the water as well, so it's like fantastic setting. When you're in the upstairs in the clubhouse, you feel like you're in a boat. You're looking out, and all you see is water or the golf course. So it's a beautiful setting. So that really kind of put them on another level, and made it kind of a destination. It was always kind of like a summer destination that people would travel to and stay anyway. But made it as a kind of a golf destination where people would like make a point to go into Portsalon to play golf.
Yeah. So with the location, the club, we were identifying the various different golf courses that are around to play. Is there, if we were talking about the 5 courses or the 4 other courses that you would like to play at Portsalon, which courses would those be?
I suppose we have a very close working relationship with Rosapenna, and Rosapenna, as you know, as a destination is phenomenal, and soon to be even better with 3 courses. And we're 20 minutes on, so it's nearly like having 4 courses. You know what I mean? So you're going to have 4 top courses within a 20-minute radius, and you could base yourself there. Now, I think too, though, when people are coming in and making the effort to come to Donegal, I think playing Ballyliffin as well is really, really important. And Ballyliffin is such a great complex. I mean, for me, it's the best 36-hole complex in the world. There's nothing better. Normally you get a good 18 and a bad 18 in most complexes, or not a bad 18, but something that's maybe down a level. But the 2 in Ballyliffin are really, they're unique to each other, which is strange because they're on the same plot of land and they even intertwine, but they're just so different the way they play. But they're like, there's no way one could say that one's better than the other one. Like, in my opinion, they're both every bit as good as another. So I think it's important to play Ballyliffin as well. Like, you have 5 courses, or you've 6 courses really there. So play 36 every day. You shorten a few days. But yeah, I mean, you could really, really easily spend a week in Donegal. Base yourself in Rosapenna, play the 3 there, play Portsalon, play the 2 in Ballyliffin at your leisure. And then, like, you've Narin and Portnoo down the road, where Gil Hans has come in and done a big job there, and like a lot of American golfers and visitors will be familiar with Gil Hans's work. Again, a fantastic architect. They've invested close to 5 million there to upgrade the golf course and clubhouse as well. So that's another course well worth playing. And Merva as well. You know, you really have, and like you mentioned earlier, then you've Dunfanaghy, Northwest. From Dorn, just spoiled. You need to stay for a month.
Indeed. So that's true. Stay for a month. Absolutely. Buy a couple of memberships. Just hang out. Don't go home. So around Portsalon, what I'd find there is that with couples or with groups of golfers, there's always a few that, there's always a few. Sometimes there's a couple of people that don't play any golf. And so for the things to do and recommending things to do, the fishing I come across is a big one. Land or sea or sightseeing. What would the things that you, or with those in mind, what would be the things to do that would be handy enough that could be booked on the day or a couple of days beforehand around the area?
Well, Fanad Lighthouse would be 5 minutes, 5-minute drive from the golf club. So that's always worth going to see. And they do tours of the lighthouse as well, and there's a coffee shop up there. So that's a lovely area to just go and see, the headland as well, you know, around the lighthouse. Some lovely walks along there. You've got Ballyliffin Beach. You can see the beach just on my left hand side there. So that was voted on the Discovery Channel the second best beach in the world. So like, it's a phenomenal beach. Really, really nice, big long walks. And then you'd have Knockalla Mountain up there as well, where it'd be about a 5-10 minute drive from the golf club, where, you know, you can go up on that, you can drive right up to the top of that mountain in the backdrop there, and you're looking out over across the water, across the Swilly to Dunfanaghy Fort, and really nice scenery. And then you can go, you know, you can take a drive over that mountain and go on to Rathmullen, some lovely coffee shops and cafes in Rathmullen as well. And loads of scenery really, and loads of like nice walks to do and grab a coffee, and there's a little bit of shopping in Letterkenny as well. I suppose you don't really come all this way to go shopping.
You never know. There's always a few nicks and knacks that buy a few gifts and a few things like that. You know, I mean, that would be it's of interest to buy the memorabilia, because a big part of the golf trips as well is that creating memories. I mean, as you talk about the second hole being one of the most memorable, to say, wow, look at this. Where did this? I wasn't expecting this so soon. And also with the different points of the golf course as well, where you can start taking pictures with the group. I think memories are incredible. And that's one of the things that I was, since I started working in golf travel stuff, was all the pictures I've taken. And when I was working, and this just is as an anecdotal piece of loose conversation, and when I worked at Donegal for 9 years, I didn't take a picture from 1 year to the next, right? And I'm looking at it, I said, you know, I was there on the West Coast, and some spectacular days, some spectacular nights, and played golf with all various different types of people. And I was thinking back about the different characters that I met along the way, and I'm thinking, why didn't I take a picture? I mean, I know phones weren't fantastic, but I mean, BlackBerry you can still take a picture, you know. And I think, why didn't I take more pictures? Anyway.
We could never stop taking pictures, to be honest. And Donegal, the scenery is just, they blow you away. Like, and we should like that, you know. I'd be similar, you know, you're there all the time, you're looking at it, but you know, you kind of take it for granted. Then after a while, you stop, you know, looking at it all the time. But when you send, speaking of pictures, I sent you a couple of pictures there, and you know, just by email, and you see them. They're fantastic.
Well, and by the way, please do, because I'll post them around which is always quite helpful. So I mean, Daragh, that's really fantastic, and I mean, that's a really nice description of Portsalon Golf Club. Definitely, it is. I mean, I find from the conversations that I have with the various general managers at the different courses over the last number of weeks, is that Donegal is a fantastic destination, and really and truly, and I think as well for next year, with which from the point of view that a number of golf courses not far from you, being Portroy, Portrush, Royal County Down, are very heavily booked. And because there's no golf after being played, and hopefully we'll have golf next year, or hopefully we'll golf this year, international golf that is, travel, definitely Donegal may not be as busy as those courses, so it would be easier to book a golf trip to Donegal with the various golf courses that you're mentioning, because with 36 holes, 54 holes, 18 holes here, 18 holes there, that's a huge amount of availability for golf. Massive amount of golf.
It is, yeah. We'll definitely have the availability. Once we can get back open and welcome the visitors back into the country, we'll definitely have availability and we'll be able to work around it. And like I said, they'll really enjoy Donegal. They'll really enjoy Portsalon. And yeah, we'll be delighted to see them coming when we can get back at it. So,
indeed, Darren, indeed.
Ready. We'll be ready.
Daragh, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, John.
And talk to you soon. I'll have a whack of golfers coming your way next year.